What's good, YouTube? Potent Pondering. I'm back. I just wanted to update my title, but please come in real quick. I'm not even saving this live, so I'm going to delete this after, but I just wanted to more so do an update from earlier. Mm, I hope y'all all doing well en route to New York. So don't worry, I'm still going to be doing my content from home. So don't worry about that. Um, so yeah, I wanted to come and chit chat earlier. I came on and I was talking about my niece. You know, she goes to a charter school in New York. So my niece goes to a charter school in New York, right? And if you know anything about the kids of right now that's in school, these are the kids who are in school. Hey, Deli, those are Jazz. These are the children who are in school that came through the COVID time. So my niece, she had an issue with one of her regents exams, her chemistry regents, right? So she didn't pass her chemistry regents, and the principal won't let her walk or whatever, right? So initially, when she told me, I was like, "Hey, are you going to go to my other niece graduation on Saturday?" She was like, "No, I'm not going to nobody's graduation." She said, "This is a huge embarrassment. I don't even want to be seen by people. Like, I just want to be left alone." And this was her whole thing that she said earlier, right? She was like, I come to school every day. And, this is the mind frame of an 18-year-old. Now that I understand that people's brains are not fully developed until they 25, 26 years old, it all makes sense. She was like, I come to school every day. I get good grades. I look good. My hair is always done. I always have my nails done. She was like, and I didn't pass my chemistry exam. And I know that a part of it is my fault. But other people see the principal there. I don't like charter schools, just to say that first and foremost. And I might offend some of y'all, but some of y'all might understand and some of y'all might disagree. I don't like schools where it's all black kids. I'm sorry. You might like it, but I don't. See, when I grew up, my mom, she sent me to a private school where they were the majority, but it integrated me and I realized how to deal with certain types of people. My niece goes to this, which my niece went to this school, where it was an all-girls school, and the principal was black, and she's like around my age too. And if you know anything about the Tiffany Henyards, the people who are like the young 40s and they're running and they're like in office and political, they play these shenanigans. And listen, I'm not saying that somebody like, what's that lady name? Who be getting into it with Marjorie Green? What's her name? The girl who be getting, it's like if you notice anything, if you even notice in my spirit, so take it to be honest. I'm 42 years old, but I know that you can in my spirit, I'm a professional. I do project management. I work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, right? I make my little YouTube crumbs, but I make my money for real in project management. But I know that you can tell through my commentary that I'm very childish. I am. It's something in my era of my era. It's something about us. I don't know. And I feel like certain people like me, I think that I could be a politician because I know how to act based on the different medium that I'm in. But certain people don't need certain jobs. And my niece, her principal does not need to be a principal at all. She doesn't. And my niece used to be in the guidance counselor office and she used to hear her talking about the students. How you the principal of the school calling students dumb and stupid or whatever, right? So my niece said that she found out the principal found out that oh wait, I just got to give you some backstory, right? So my niece had this issue with this girl in her school in 11th grade. They ended up getting into a fight, right? To gain entry back into the school, you have to have a parent teacher conference with the parent of the other person you fought. They're all supposed to sit down. Well, the principal is close with this girl and her mother. The mother never had to come to school for an appointment, for a meeting or nothing. The girl just skated by. Now, my niece this year, the girl is in five of her classes, right? Five of her classes. She said this girl comes to school twice a month. The girl that she said to meet graduation requirements, you have to be at school 85% of the year. She said this girl only came to school twice a month, and then in the month of June, she came more. Right. My niece is like, how is she graduating? And I'm not graduating. I know that she didn't pass her regents. But the thing you got to realize is when you got a black ghetto woman and the seat of a principal, she can change records. She can put, and I said that lady need to be audited because you cannot tell me How a person miss school like that? And my niece was like, "We got 5 classes together." She said, "This girl is never in school." And, she fought this girl. So, of course, you know the energy that's around you and the people that's around you. So, earlier, I was upset, and I'm just like, "How is my niece not gonna go to my other niece graduation?" But she's really frustrated because and let me just tell you this same chemistry exam that my niece failed in the charter school, that they're not letting her walk the stage tomorrow with, my niece told me today, and that goes to a different school. She said, "I failed that exam last year, and they gave me an exemption." So it's like my niece feels as though that the principal is fucking with her. So yeah, I was mad at her earlier, and I was just like, "You should go to your cousin's graduation. They both was born in 2007. This is their year." I said, "Just go to be supportive, have resilience." And she's like, "No, I can't do it." She was like, "I feel so stupid. I got good grades all through high school, but she had an issue with her exam because." And see, the flip side of this is too, right? Check this out. This is another reason why I don't approve of charter schools, right? I just don't fuck with them at all. I don't. A lot of black people like that shit. You want to send your kids to a school where you feel like it's college prep and all this bullshit. That whole school was filled up with ratchery. The whole fucking school. And the principal was an example, having tattoos down her legs like fucking Cardi B, showing that shit wearing pickle dresses to fucking school. Are you fucking kidding me? Nah. See, I miss the old days. I miss see me being an 80s baby, raised in the 90s, early 2000s. Our teachers had coof. These young ass teachers, and then you got a school like no, 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 no. First and foremost, and then I asked my niece last year, I said, "What is the background of the people who go to your school? Like, is there?" She was like, it's all black and like a little Hispanic. That's the problem right there. Let me tell you something. Why would you want to go to school with, and not to say that like disadvantaged people don't deserve a shot, but your school should have a wide spectrum. I want to go to school with white people, black people. I like a mixture. Anytime you go to a school and it's all black, I don't care what you say, unless it's a HBCU and it's higher education. And I have a friend who went to a HBCU, and you don't want to hear her story about the curriculum there either. You really don't want to hear it because that's even a nuance. That's a whole nother story. But what I want to say is that some black people look at that and they be like, I'm gonna send my kid there. It'll be best for them. Charter school, no. And the public schools hate charter schools because they take their money and they be having, listen, it's a lot going on over there. Anyway, so my niece got just to bring it back a little bit, my niece got into a fight with this girl who was basically the niece of the principal. This girl got passed on. She was at the senior picnic today and she's graduating tomorrow. My niece is frustrated. When I tell you, I never heard her. I'm about to tell her that when I speak to her later. I'll be like, you know what? I respect you because you was really giving your shit up today. And I felt like you was always scared to speak to me like that. She was like, "No, I'm not fucking going." She was like, "No, I'm not going. Nope, I did good for my whole senior year." She was like, "I didn't pass my chemistry regents." Oh, this is what I wanted to say. So in the charter school, right? My niece did not have a teacher the whole school year. She had to teach herself chemistry, and then they gonna bring a fucking teacher in the ninth hour in May. Do you know school ends in June in New York? She got a chemistry teacher in the month of May, and they're trying to do catch up. What the fuck you gonna get? How are you gonna do on your regents exam in June if you just got a teacher in May? So she was set up to fail. And then how the hell did this girl that was in her class and missing all of these classes? Like, so by default, if you miss more than 85% of the year, you're not supposed to graduate. But see, that principle is the problem because guess what? It's discretionary. But if they ran an audit on that principle, why would you even want to play with your career like that? First and foremost, why would you pass somebody on and why would you pass somebody on and not realize that your job could be at risk because she probably think nobody's gonna do nothing about it. Yep. We already drafting up a nice little letter. So my niece got to take her test over in early August, and she's already started preparation on like, studying to retake her chemistry. So the thing was is that and imagine this. I told her, I said, "You still did good." So yo, she had to get listen, you had to get at least a 60 on the regents for them to pass you on, right? She got a 58 on her chemistry regents by all pretty much self-teaching herself. I'm not giving that fucking teacher no, I'm not giving that teacher no credit for coming in the month of May. School ends in June. For real, school is over in June, right? So you don't think that the school should be accountable for that, for not having a teacher? How the fuck you don't have a chemistry teacher? And her mother would not let her out of the school. She was like, "I want to go to Albany High for my senior year." Her mother was the biggest one upset, like, "Wow, my daughter's not crossing the stage and this and that." Yeah, you ain't listen to her. So I'm not. I know it might be some parents in the chat. I am not an advocate for charter schools. I'm not at all. No, don't like them. I already, and I ain't even like when my niece went to the Brighter Choice School for girls, with the little girl school either. Because let me tell you something, right? And I understand that the people on my channel, the majority is women, but y'all know when all of y'all be together, it's always some drama. My niece always has some drama in these all girl schools. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it can be good, like depending on the medium, but it be a lot of drama in them damn schools. And I'm just so happy. I told her, thank God that you done. She don't even want to celebrate. I said, you still hit a milestone. You're done with high school. You don't never got to see. She was like, I don't want to see any of those people again. I'm just embarrassed. Um, how did I come to school every day looking nice and being presentable and, having this and that? And then I didn't even, I don't even get to go to my graduation. But the thing about that charter school is the principals stop people from crossing the stage because you know how one person's mistakes messes up for everybody. So I guess maybe a few years ago, people was have the ability to walk the stage and then they wasn't coming back to do the work. So they just wanted to cross the stage, but you don't get your diploma. So, you know, you kind of like you suffer from those people's mistakes. So when my niece said that earlier that she didn't want to go, I felt like she was being selfish. But I do understand. Look at those variables. Imagine you getting into a fight with a girl at school and the damn principal is basically her niece. And my niece was like that this woman was so mean to her. And this is a black woman principal. So I told her, I said, we're gonna construct a letter. And once you get that diploma in August, we're gonna let her ass have it. And we sending it to the CEO and all of that. And see, this is the thing, right? You would think, right? So people, and this is why I say, like, this is where you say, like, all skin folk and kinfolk, because why would you do that to a girl? Why would you do that to anybody? But why would you do that to somebody and make them feel less than at school every day? Like, she was like, the lady was just so mean to her. Like, coming to school wearing Jordans. What principal come to school wearing Jordans? Come on, come on. That's not my and even my niece knows that. She was saying that last year. She was like, she's supposed to be wearing pantsuits and like stuff like that. No, she doesn't have the stature of a fucking principal. She petty as hell. And I went through her Facebook page too. We got mad mutual friends. So I'm like, she must have been in school with me because her name doesn't look familiar. Maybe she's like a New York City chick. They a little rough around the edges. No disrespect. But yeah, I hope I ain't hit nobody with no stray. But yeah. I looked up her page. I'm like, at school wearing Jordans. I'm like, that is not the couth of a damn. That is not the uniform of a principal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not. Tattoos all down your legs like Cardi B. A principal? Now I know that we are not in our parents' era, right? I know that 80s babies, 90s babies, we have transformed and we have evolved. I understand that. But you're supposed to have a certain type of decorum. And my niece even said the damn word decorum coming to school. Like, nah. So if you want to take my opinion, I don't know if your kids are in charter schools or not. I can understand that they're supposed to be college preparatory. Let me just say this to you too, right? If a charter school is supposed to be college preparatory, why the fuck my niece ain't graduate with an associate's degree? Why, if you go to Schenectady High School or different high schools, you can graduate with an associate's degree. What was the benefit of her going to this school and not and it's supposed to be college preparatory? And now I understand why the public schools hate charter schools because they take their money and then you find out they don't even got teachers in the fucking classrooms. The teachers are complaining to my niece and her friends that they don't make enough money and they're quitting left and right. Come on. Just off the mere fact that she didn't have a chemistry teacher, they should have let her graduate. They should have exempted her. And that just it wasn't fair. I don't think it was fair. So my friend with the BBC went swimming in a lake island and got bit by a what? Racist slant eye fish. He's not allowed to jerk. I don't know what you're talking about, Pong. Anyway, um, I'm black, but I don't love black women. I love white women more. I ain't say all of that. I'm not saying that, but in some positions when black women get in positions, like my boss, right? Where I work at my job for project management. My boss is so sweet. She doesn't micromanage me. As long as my work is done, that's it. That's all she cares about. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to be funny. She's the nicest black boss that I've had because some of y'all get in positions and y'all act like you got to do too much. And it's like you look at each other like, come on, bitch, you know you're doing too fucking much. Like, pipe it down. But my boss now, she's so sweet. Even when I move back to New York in like 2 months, I'm gonna tell her, I'm like, you made my experience so nice. I will work remote for you if you need me. Like, she was so sweet. A lot of the bosses who I've had, it's like they do too much because it's like they feel like, I finally got a position, so I gotta like perform. But that woman, she let that girl cross the stage, and we know for a fact she failed. Wait till we type that letter up to the CEO. They got a new CEO, and we're going to ask them to audit her because there's no way that a person only came to school 2 times per month throughout the whole school year and she gets to graduate. There's no way. So that principal had no grace for my niece. And also, just let me add this to the story too, right? So the kids who are graduating now, these are the kids in the pipeline of the COVID, right? So last year they was allowing kids to get at minimum. Oh, and this is really gonna throw you for a loop. My niece who's graduating this weekend, right? I asked her, I said, "What regions did you take?" I said, "What science regions did you take?" And she was like, "Oh, I took my chemistry region." And she was like, "I took my chemistry regents, but I failed it. I got a 50, but my school passed me." She said they gave me an exemption. Why the fuck my niece ain't get no exemption at all? Why she ain't get no exemption? And then she finding out that her friends failed their math regents that she did good on, and that they got special appeals and they got the grad. So my niece was screaming at the top of her lungs today. She was so mad. And I understand her, like, she was so mad, and I said, "You know what? Now I get it, because I was mad at you for a little while because I'm like, 'Damn, how you not gonna go to your cousin graduation?'" She was like, "I'm not graduating, so why would I wanna sit there?" She said, "I would be being fake and being happy. I'm not happy." They have to talk to parents, and that's very unfair. So I'm trying to figure out placement for them. Let me read back. I'm like, let's see. I went to school in Jamaica, though this is all new to me. Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather public school, just to be honest with you, because if my niece went to Albany High School, she would be graduating. Do you understand? She would be graduating. It's no reason why that she should not be graduating tomorrow. Come on, how would you listen? Graduation should be based off of like, listen, I'll be honest with you. When I graduated in 2001, that's when they rolled out regents in New York. So for my class in 2001, you had to pass two regents, right? So I think I failed my what was the one? Is it the economics or whatever? I failed it, right? So I had to go back to school until like October. I went back because I had to redo, like, I redid the class, like, the work, and I just tested out of it, so I passed it. But the thing was, I waited until my graduate. I waited because I was like, I went to school for 12 years. I wanted to cross the stage. So I still walked the stage in 2002, but my diploma says 2001. It meant that much to me because I went to school that long. Hell yeah, I'm gonna cross the stage. And you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, my niece is not working with her, and even her mom felt her mom had an issue with her regents, and but the thing is, they let her mom walk. They not letting the kids walk the stage anymore. They was like, "Oh, we can't do it. We can't do it." So, and it's all the principal who's doing that. So imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine you get into a imagine and first and foremost, my niece, she didn't have any fights in high school until she got into 11th grade. And this was over some girl drama that was really stupid. But imagine you get into a fight with somebody and the person you get in a fight with has some sort of relationship. Oh my, and the situation goes so deep. The person has a relationship with the principal. The mother is never brung in to have a parent meeting like they're supposed to. That's in the rule book for the school. They're supposed to have a meeting. The principal never made the other parent come in. And then this is the icing on the top. This is the icing on the top. And that's why I told my niece, when you get your diploma in August, you should call her a bitch to her face. And I felt bad being her uncle telling her that. But because this other girl, after they had the fight or whatever, this girl came to my niece's house. Everybody got the ring bell, right? She came to my niece's house. I said, "You know what?" I said, "I'm happy that you didn't do anything to her because you could have easily boiled a pot of water and threw it on her ass." And guess what? Guess what happened? My niece and her mom, when it came back to Monday, they went to the school. So they went to the school, and my niece mom wanted to press charges on her coming to her house trying to fight my niece. Do you know that the principal would not give like any information for her to be able to call the cops on the woman at all? It was like she protected her. So it's this whole bureaucracy of just ghetto shit. Black shit. If that was a, and I'm not trying to be funny, if that was a white school, they would have definitely pressed charges on her. You see what I'm saying? When it's black people, we got some shit with us, and I don't care. We do. We got some shit. If my niece was still going to that damn Catholic school and they found out that somebody came to another person's house wanting to fight, whatever information that they wanted to press charges, they would have gave that shit to my niece mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, I would have rather her go to a public school. And honestly, a charter school is a public school. There's nothing special about it. Hold on. No, this is what I'm saying. The principal is black. The girl who my niece fought is black. The girl came to my niece's house, banging on her door, wanting to fight her. This is after they got into a fight. My niece and her mom went to school. My niece's mom said, I want to press charges on her. The school, the black principal protected her. If that was a white school, they would have called that parent and demanded it. Do you get the picture that I'm painting for you? Couldn't she have reported it and the cops investigate? Yeah, but the cops can't investigate if you don't know where the person live. My niece don't know where that girl live at. Yeah, so it was just some drama. So I'm sorry. I know some people might detest me. This ice cream is so good. I know some people might detest me, but I'm not for charter schools at all. Mm-mm. Nope. Yeah. And I said, worst case scenario, what if my niece felt threatened and she came outside and stabbed that girl up and that would have been her whole life gone? Like, let me tell you something. When you come to somebody's house, you're really, really bold. You're bold. You are bold. So listen, now I completely understand why my niece don't want to be seen. So could you imagine? So me and her, I kind of chopped things down on a psychological level because I said, all right, say there was no issue with the principal and you have no issue with her and you just failed your test. Would it be different? She said, yes, it would be because I would understand like, okay, but it's all these people getting favor. It's the way the principal treated my niece every day at the school, making slick comments like, bitch, you in your 40s. Why are you talking to an 18-year-old like that? This is why I'm trying to say some of us, we don't need to be empowered. We don't need to be empowered. Think about it if you know what I'm talking about. Tiffany Henyard, I love her. I think she would be great for a podcast, but she should have never been mayor of that damn city in Illinois. She was too ratchet. You gotta and it's like this is why I said like I can be listen, when I do these videos and I upload, I even have some sort of an immature state. But when I go to work, I'm at fucking work. I don't act like that. Very professional. But you can't have a public profession and then be acting ratchet like that. And then, you know what I'm saying? You can't do shit like that. You can't do that. So, no. I just wish my niece stayed in the Catholic school, but when her school closed down, and then her mother just sent her to, the charter school again. So if she was still going to a Catholic school, she would have been done with school. It's not even code listen, dose of jazz, it's not even code switching, it's just being professional, honestly. Like when I make my videos and I'm being silly and it's like, yeah, that's fun to me. I think a lot of us I never want to lose like my youthfulness and having like a sense of humor. Like I think a lot of shit is funny. But when it comes to work, I know how to lock in. So I don't think of it as like you have to code switch. It's just about being professional. And I told my niece, I'm like, your principal is supposed to be impartial. It sounds like she's being biased. You're supposed to be impartial. And see, and this is why certain black people, they just not ready for certain positions. This lady went from being like a teacher. And then one of the principals left and they like promoted her to be a principal. She was a teacher. And then when one of the principals left, she got promoted to be a principal. She wasn't ready to be a principal at all. Not acting like that. No, she is. Yep. She's good friends with the girl's mother. It's in the book that if you get into a fight, when you return back to school, there has to be a parent conference with the principal and both parties. Because you know how they like to do mediation, right? They're supposed to do that. The other mother never had to come in at all. So, oh shit, I got this damn Nutella on my damn pants. They gonna think I shitted on myself. Oh my God. Oh, that's not a good look. Oh, it's coming on. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't gotta give my niece her graduation gift yet. She said she was like, because I was like, "So what do you wanna do for your graduation?" I said, we should still do something." She was like, "I don't need to be celebrated. I couldn't even cross the stage." She's just really upset right now. And I'm like, "Well," and she was just like, oh god. And then it's adding insult to injury. Her friend who failed her math regents, she failed algebra. She finished algebra like in her first year or second year. So her friend said that they did some special appeal for her and she's graduating tomorrow. That principal hates her. She does. That's what it is. Let me paint the picture for you completely, right? So last year when so this is why the principal hates her. So my niece mom, she knows a lot of people in the area in Albany, in upstate New York. She has connections with the mayor and stuff like that. So last year when the principal was like not like handling the situation about the fight and basically showing favoritism to the other party, my niece mom shook the table. So you know when you feel like somebody's going above and beyond you, she started like that's basically what it is. It's a trickle down effect. So that lady hate my niece. She does, and she's trying to hide it. She hates her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I came to do this video because I had a live that I deleted earlier. I'm going to delete this video too. But I came to do this video because earlier when I came on, I was frustrated because I couldn't understand that even though she not graduating tomorrow, I was like, why you not gonna go to your cousin graduation? I'm like, you should come for support, like have some sort of resilience and grace. But when you factor in all of those reasons why she's not graduating, it's not just because she failed the test and the teacher and the principal loves her and she's just this great person. The principal is a funny style bitch. She shows favoritism. You're supposed to be impartial as a principal. You're not supposed to be like that. So it's a lot of things going through her mind. So no, she don't want to go there and be happy. She was like, I'm gonna send her, tell her congratulations and give her her flowers and stuff. But she said, I'm not going and nobody's gonna make me go. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, she gonna get reported to the Board of Education, but I mean, graduation's tomorrow. There's nothing we could do. Why? And my thing is this, right? Why would you want to lose your job over stuff like this? Do you see the situation with like let's keep it real for a moment. You see, even if like say Diddy get not guilty or whatever, right? I'm noticing a trend, and I'm not saying that black people only do it, but why you get rich or why you be in a position and you fuck it up and you squander it? That shit is stupid to me. Do you understand? Like, and I know y'all know me, even as a creator, I don't even let people get that close to me because I just don't really trust people like that. So I know that if I was a fucking billionaire like Diddy, you mean to tell me you got all this money and you flying around and you worried that much about sex? No, you squandered your time and you fumbled the fucking bag. You fucking stupid. That's why a lot of people get rich and they don't know what the fuck to do with the money. I'll tell you what I would be doing. I would be doing stupid shit. You would be like, yo, I'd be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna fly to Paris. I want to try this restaurant. I would fly all the way the fuck out there just to try the restaurant and come back. If I had the money that it permitted me to do that, like I don't get why people get rich and they get weird. Like to me, having money is like it's a tool. It's like you can do things that you want to do. You know what I mean? Why get rich and do weird shit or abuse? Now this lady, you passed this girl on. We know for a fact that this girl shouldn't have graduated. Now we about to send a letter to the CEO of the charter school, and now they about to audit all that shit. They about to audit all of it. But I told her, I said, we're gonna wait. Wait until you retest and you get your diploma in August. After you do that, we send in an email. We're gonna do it. And the thing is, her mother is so well connected. Her mother has a friend that works in the office with the new CEO. So whether or not she gets in trouble, she's gonna be under the radar now. She is. Yeah, I felt bad too. Well, shit, I don't. Well, I guess I get to keep my $500 until August. She ain't getting it till August because I came home. Well, I'm going home. I'm on my way home. But both of my nieces graduating, I was giving them $500 a piece for their graduation. So I guess that's why I was like, okay, well, we'll see in August. But I do feel bad for her. But see, when I failed my regents back in like 2001, I wasn't mad at anybody but myself. I was like, damn, let me tell you what I did too. I remember doing my I was doing my regents and it got to the essay part and I knew that I just didn't. And the thing is that I think I did good on the multiple choice part, but when it came to the essay, I promise you, I wrote my heart out on that shit. And when I seen that, I think I got like a 59 on that shit. But I knew that I played myself too because I wasn't really like paying attention. Hold on, check my flight and make sure it was still on time. Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't mad at nobody because no principal was treating me funny. It was just the point that I didn't pass it. So let's see. I would ever. She's probably good friends with the mother. She is exactly. So I told my niece, and let me just tell you this. This is something that I live by. I don't care about. Let me tell you something. And this is so true. Situations, if you believe in God, they will handle themselves for you. Let me tell you something. Each and every person who has ever did anything to me, I promise you, I will think for a moment and I say, God is going to get them. They're going to get them. Whether he gets you in private or public, he going to get you. And depending on how far you went to fuck with somebody, is depending on how far that the repercussions is going to be. So yeah, you let them have pick your own poison. I don't ever have to do anything to anybody at all. Like we was brainstorming when I told her earlier, like, oh, you should call her a bitch. But I said, nope, don't call her a bitch because then when you send that email, she's gonna say, oh, she called me this, and it's gonna invalidate you. It's gonna make you seem hostile. Nope. You want to hit her ass where it hurts at. So when people do something to you, just rest assured that the universe is going to get them back. It's going to get them back. And I promise you, I swear to God, it has never failed me. And depending on how hard they went at you is depending on how hard, like I said, what you reap, you sow, and it's going to come back. So that's why I lead with treating people good. And even when somebody might say something about me that I don't like I let them do it because I know who I am and I know that you're going to get it. Real talk. So anyway, let me wrap this up because I want to finish charging my phone. I think my flight got delayed, but I also want to catch up on some YouTube content. So yeah, so I tried to tell my niece like she should come out so we can because I wanted to bring both of them out to this nice restaurant in Saratoga, New York. But my niece said she don't want to be seen. She was like, I'm not coming out. She was like, nope, I'm not coming outside. I don't want to be seen right now. I just want to go to the library and study for my test in August. And that's it. She was like, I just don't want to be bothered. I just feel like she's being too hard on herself though. Like you're still gonna graduate, you're still graduating, but she's upset because she went to school all these years and she didn't get to cross the stage. That lady will pay for that. Yo, let me tell you this too, right? When I tell you my niece was so mad, she was like, "No, I'm not even gonna tell you." She said somebody needs to 187 that principal. She was so mad. But could you imagine not being able to walk at your high school graduation? Like that's big to that. She went to school for all her life, like just for that moment. That just wasn't good. And all in all, the school should have gave some sort of grace, especially if that class didn't have a teacher. The class did not have a teacher. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Anyway, let me end this live. I am gonna still be making my content when I go home. I don't know if I'm gonna probably do uploads and just because every time I'm at home, like with my camera where my mom lives, it doesn't look good. So I might just do voiceover videos until I get back to Houston. Yeah, I might do that. Anyway, let me end this live and I'm probably gonna delete it in a few minutes too. So shout out to everybody who came through. Let me see. Daily dose of jazz, Yans. Or whisperer. Oh no, I got laid in college, but it ducked after that. I don't know what the hell you talking about. What's up, Sherry? Let's not rate baiting. Let's No, it's not pressure. You said let's not race baiting, and they probably putting pressure on black women and they put pressure on the team. No, because you have a decision how you want to show up. You have a decision. That is a decision. And you know that, listen, there's been polls and like different posts online that have went viral talking about this. And you know what? I was one of the people who was under it advocating, like, no, I actually have a nice black boss. Listen, it's people across the board who have fucked up bosses, whether black, white, or whatever. I'm speaking about my experience, and especially with this principal. To me, the appearance of the charter school, listen, anytime, and you might not put your standards like that, but anytime you go to a school, especially in America, you should want your kid to go to a school where it's a variety. I don't want my kid, unless it's a HBCU, I don't want my kid to go. I want them to go to an elementary school where rich people go, middle income people go, poor people go. Why would you want your kid to go to a school where most of the people is disadvantaged? Like, what do you think that's gonna breed? That's why you got a ratchet ass principal, ratchet, tattoos down the damn legs, wearing Jordans and short ass skirts with chunky ass legs. That's the principal in 2025, 2024. Are you kidding me? No, and if it does sound like I'm judging, I am. I am. That's not the couth of a principal. That's not. The principal knows that you came to somebody's house to attack them and you don't give the mother the information so she could press charges on the girl who did it because of your close ties. No, and I hate to tell you that, but a white school would have pressed the fucking charges on that girl. They would have followed up and got that mother in the fucking school. You know that they would have. But we don't do it. Why? Because you feel like, oh, I don't want to snitch. I don't want to call her in or whatever. You fumbled the fucking ball. That's the thing. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.